Life is the constant opportunity to wake up. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have a left without a right. This is duality. If you have a problem, you must already have the solution. The question is, do you really want the solution, or do you want to perpetuate the problem? I am a lover of what is, not because I'm a spiritual person, but because it hurts when I argue with reality. We can know that reality is good just as it is because when we argue with it, we experience tension and frustration. We don't feel natural or balanced. When we stop opposing reality, action becomes simple, fluid, kind, and fearless. If you want real control, drop the illusion of control. Let life have you. It does anyway. You're just telling yourself the story of how it doesn't. Reality doesn't wait for your opinion. Vote for permission, sweetheart. It just keeps being what it is and doing what it does. Fear has only two causes: the thought of losing what you have or the thought of not getting what you want. Nothing terrible has ever happened except in our thinking. Reality is always good, even in situations that seem like nightmares. The story we tell is the only nightmare that we have lived. People try so hard to let go of their negative behaviors and thoughts, and it doesn't work, or it works only for a short time. I didn't let go of my negative thoughts. I questioned them, and then they let go of me, and so did my addictions and depression. People who believe their unquestioned thoughts cannot see what is obvious and directly in front of their faces at all times, because they are invested in what they believe to be true. As long as they live out of an unquestioned mind, they must continue to argue with what they believe is happening rather than the reality of what is really happening. The thought is harmless unless we believe it. It's not our thoughts, but our attachment to our thoughts, that causes suffering. Attaching to a thought means believing that it's true, without inquiring. A belief is a thought that we've been attaching to, often for years. Until you can love what is, everything, including the apparent violence and craziness, you're separate from the world, and you'll see it as dangerous and frightening. When we question our thoughts, we see that the craziness was never in the world, but in us. I discovered that when I believed my thoughts, I suffered, but that when I didn't believe them, I didn't suffer, and that this is true for every human being. Freedom is as simple as that. I found that suffering is optional. I found a joy within me that has never disappeared, not for a single moment. When a thought hurts, that's the signal that it isn't true. Pay close attention to the particular thoughts you use to deprive yourself of happiness. The mind's job is to validate what it thinks. You can't have your daughter as long as you have a concept of her. When you get rid of the concept, you meet your daughter for the first time. That's the way this works. It's not your job to like me, it's mine. We do not mature through age. We mature in awareness.